The freelance life is often portrayed as the ultimate expression of career freedom, a chance to master your craft on your own terms. But this expression is not without its challenges. It requires both introspection of what one values as well as a conscious choice to capture that freedom. Today, I'm catching up with two remarkable individuals who have not only achieved what they once thought an unattainable dream, but have also created a life and environment where their independence thrives. I'm Shib Matthew, and for the past 20 years, I've championed the freelancer economy. The company I founded in 2012 became the UK's largest platform for premium freelance talent and reached over $2 billion in freelancer bookings. Now I'm on a journey to discover why people all over the world are liberating themselves as independent professionals in pursuit of excellence in their craft and freedom in their lives.
These are the stories from the freelance revolution.
Welcome to Freedom Unscripted with Kate and Annabelle Margolis.
Nice to see you.
How's it going? So good to be at Margolis. Right, Milo, you're going to show me around.
Should you show me around? Right. Come on,
let's
come
go.
On, let's go. So this is the dining room and the kitchen.
This is so good. Did you know that this was the place? This was the one that you needed to buy?
Yeah. Even though it wasn't decorated how we'd want it, and obviously someone else's house, it just kind of hugged us. And
we were silent, actually. I think you wandered in here, I wandered upstairs. We both actually end up meeting at the top of the house and went, so what do you think? And we just went, no, this is it, this is it. But we always say that feeling when you get off the train, it's like, unless you live it, it's really difficult to explain it, but it's like this, I don't think I realised just how angry I was actually living in London, getting on a tube uptight, on edge, constantly looking over my shoulder, and just got to that age now where I appreciate the calm so much more than that chaos. And coming back here is such a huge relief.
I think for me, being able, if I'm having a day where I need a little bit more inspiration, just a few more ideas, I have no problems now going for a walk. We've got, fields behind us, and sometimes Kate will come with me and I'll just bounce things off her and we'll kind of crack whatever it was.
And you've got all the way to, that's the office.
That's the office. A bit of oregano here.
I mean, you guys are living the life. This is, the whole,
So when we first got it, we put a desk on each side. This is about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then we realised that Kate wasn't coming up as much. I needed a lot of quiet for my writing.
Yeah.
So recently we kind of relinquished the 2-person office, and now I'm kind of facing into the garden instead of the wall.
I think you're being really kind there.
Really?
I think the true story is more that Anna can't stand me being on meetings and I can't deal with the taps.
I write incredibly fast.
Anna, that was a proper power move.
Yeah. But I actually think it works better for one person now that we've remodeled it and we've changed the desks around.
It kind of separates the house, because I think what I struggled with during the pandemic is, like most people, we didn't have a desk, we didn't have room, we just had to be on the table. So now that I can kind of leave the house behind, do work in here, and then kind of shut the door at the end of the day is really good, really, really good. And he always has to join me. He will tap on the back door. Kate, I'll get a message from Kate on Slack, he's coming.
So there's enough separation that you communicate on Slack?
Yeah.
Sometimes a call. Sometimes flashlight, actually.
Really?
Yeah, if it gets dark and she wants my attention, she'll just do that from the kitchen.
We've had a couple of friends come and work here, which has been amazing, actually. Some friends that we've convinced to go freelance have come and sort of spent a long weekend here and top and tailed working days, they can see how much fun we have as creative freelancers. And they also can see how much hard work we put into it. You know, this isn't a 9 to 5 clock off. You know, Anna and I work long hours and sometimes weekends. So it doesn't come without its fair share of hard work, but the rewards for being a freelancer, I think, are much higher. As Anna mentioned, behind the gardens, it just goes into fields, and literally into nothing. But no, we're really lucky that we can just step outside our front door and turn left or right and walk for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour.
How have you guys managed your own mental health?
When you're your own boss, it can become quite hard to navigate mental health because you feel guilty for taking time off.
Right, of course.
And if you're not careful, you can very quickly, you know, get on that slippery slide down into being in a bit of a burnout. That affects the mind, it affects the work, it affects your relationships that you have. I mean, mine and your relationship has 100% strengthened since we've come out here. We're not suffering so much with kind of anxiety or you know,
Burnout.
But burnout or just stress that's not work related. You and I both take on probably more now. We've got more mental capacity to be able to do that. I think what's nice is being in control of having the option. I think that's what's really liberating, is definitely to choose, to be able to choose. No, I'm going to stay at home. This is where I want to be comfortable today. Or I'm missing that interaction. I'm missing that inspiration. I'm going to go and be with people in the office. You know, get roll the sleeves up, get elbows dirty, that kind of thing.
Actually, this looks like a great place. Can I get a photo of the two of you? So I really want to ask you about starting out as a freelancer. What advice would you give either a young person who's just entering the workforce or maybe someone older that's thinking about taking the leap?
Don't assume it's going to be easy. And I know that sounds harsh, but I think a lot of people see the freedom aspect of it and think you can pick and choose your days, you know, you can work on these amazing projects. And I think they think it's very, very straightforward. So yeah, I think going into it with your eyes open, learning, speaking to as many people as you can.
There's always a new piece of software, or a new way of doing something, or a new way to design. You know, design is very similar to fashion. It changes constantly. And the only way to really be fully on top of that is to be immersed in your industry. So for me, it's about talking to the people that I'm working with. It's about talking to the people who are not just above me in terms of experience and leadership, but also those who are coming up from the bottom in junior, who, you know, are fresh out of university and have these incredible ideas. I think anyone who's becoming a freelancer, I think one of the biggest things is work on your own brand.
How you present yourself. It's not just about the portfolio, it's your conduct in meetings, your presenting. You know, if you're sharing your screen, it's just little...
It's who you
things
are,
about what you have up,
and it's who you are as a person as well. You know, how you talk to people 100%. And your level of engagement. And
because that's the stuff that people remember.
That's exactly it.
Clients, potential clients, your current clients.
Yeah. And I think for both of us, we go above and beyond on the communication side of things. So not just making sure that we're chatting to people throughout the day on the jobs, but wrapping up, thanking them for the opportunity, never kind of just going in and going out.
Obviously, you've been a freelancer for a very long time, and you've taken to it like a duck to water. Can you touch on how your life has enabled so much more as a freelancer? Or
for us, the biggest takeaway of freelance is not just being able to be in control of your own career destiny. It's also enabled us to be financially free. But ultimately, we've been able to build a life for ourselves where we've got a really, you know, good financial platform now to do some of the things that we wanted to do, to enable us to do the renovations on the house, to, you know, be able to go and travel and places that we've wanted to, you know, travel to for ages. And we're not confined to a particular, you know, yearly wage. You know, we can dial up and dial down at any time. You know, you kind of have to become a business. You have to work out what your time is worth and how you use your time wisely so that it pays you back.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. And I think, is it a secret sauce? Potentially.
You're right.
You know, there is like a formula, I think, to it. I think once you figure out what that formula is, and you can
get to a point where you just get it, right?
Exactly. And I think also once you know your worth.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the other side
really
of it.
important.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know how much you're worth and you're prepared to stand by that worth, and you present with confidence to the people that you're working with that no, this is what I charge, and you know financially what you want to gain out of that transaction, it, you know, that also is part of the formula,
Definitely.
But the nature of freelancing is that, you know, sometimes, I mean, there are peaks and troughs and there are lean times. How have you managed those lean times, if you've had any?
When I do have those lean times, I love to kind of send prospective emails to people.
Right.
I'm that person that will, instead of applying for something through LinkedIn the traditional way, I'll kind of, you know, hunt down someone's email address, send my portfolio and say, if you need someone, I'd love to help with your copy. And I did a big blast last year in winter, sent 50 emails and got many no's, but I got one yes. And it's, you know, led to a lot of work this year.
Wow, fantastic.
Whereas I think some people are a bit scared to do it, I think, unless you put yourself out there.
Yeah, and it's part of the hustle, right?
Yeah,
you have to learn how to hustle, because no one's going to hustle for you.
No.
Exactly.
Apart from my personal garden office envy, the most striking thing to me about Kate and Annabelle's story is their unwavering support for each other on their shared freelance journey. Ask any independent professional, and they'll tell you this path can be as fulfilling as it is isolating. Yet together, their individual spirit within this new environment they've built results in collective success. And it's clear to me they're not looking back. Thank you for joining me on another exploration of freedom and the freelance life. Oh, this is amazing. You know, this is more of a film about tourism Cotswolds.
They better
tourism
start
Cotswolds, yeah, exactly. And maybe it could be about Shib Matthews' incredible spaces, where I just interview people with incredible home office pods.
Spaces, yeah.